What's up everyone, Mike here. Happy dry January to those of you who observe. Right now, I'm going to run through my top 5 non-alcoholic wine picks that you can get to celebrate dry January. Before I get into it, go ahead, give me a like, a comment, subscribe, and diddle the bell a little bit if you haven't yet, because that really helps us out with reaching more people, and if you like this kind of honest wine talk, this is the place for you to be. There's a lot of factors that go into making quality non-alcoholic wines. One of them is just the same as when it comes to regular wines, the quality of the grapes. Now, all 5 of these producers, they are using quality grapes for this. Well, maybe only 4 of them, but we'll get to that later on when I tell you what my favorite one is, which is super surprising. But anyway, the first producer that I want to talk about is a producer called Naughty. That's Noughty. Mainly their red called Monty. This is a Syrah-based de-alcoholized red wine. It has a lot of that darker fruit that you expect out of Syrah with a little bit of a peppery edge. And it's delicious stuff, and it tastes like real wine. Now, a quick little disclaimer. When I say it tastes like real wine, obviously it is missing a little bit because when you de-alcoholize, you're losing some of those volatile compounds that'll escape from the glass and carry some aromatics. You lose a little bit of body, of course, because the alcohol is responsible for most of that. But as far as non-alcoholic wine goes, this is about as close as you can get to being a full-blown Syrah without adding the alcohol back in or something like that. If reds aren't your thing and you like crisp and really vibrant whites, then Gießen, the producer that's known for making a great everyday Sauvignon Blanc with alcohol, also makes a great non-alcoholic Sauvignon Blanc. We also have a Riesling, a Chardonnay, and some reds from the producer as far as non-alcoholic stuff goes, and they just make really tasty non-alcoholic wines. These are also wines, especially the Sauvignon Blanc, that is pretty darn close to the original. I've had their Sauvignon Blanc next to their 0% alcohol Sauvignon Blanc, and they're not that far off from one another. So if you like white wines, but you're doing dry January this year, Gießen Sauvignon Blanc is a great option for you. Now, I've tasted a lot of non-alcoholic wines, and there are a lot of bad ones out there, but the main thing that I've learned from tasting so many is that my favorites are usually sparkling. Now, my theory on why that is that the carbonation in those sparkling wines that are alcohol-free, as that CO2 is escaping, it kind of carries some of the aromatics that would normally escape the glass with the alcohol that evaporates. So these kind of give you a little bit more aromatic pleasure and a little bit more aromatic intensity, closer to what you're used to with a full alcohol wine. I could be totally wrong about that. That's just my theory, but I don't know why else I like the bubbles so much better most of the time. So the first non-alcoholic sparkling wine that I would point out to you is Leitz Blanc de Blanc. This is really fresh and vibrant and crisp, like green apple, lemon, almost like that classic like Cremant Bourgogne style of wine. And it's non-alcoholic, but those aromatics are still there because of the CO2 escaping and carrying those esters, I think. And it's delicious stuff. The other non-alcoholic bubbles that I would definitely tell you to take a look at is 90 Plus Cellars. Their rosé, their sparkling rosé, is awesome. Now, a lot of people already know 90 Plus from their full alcohol wines. We carry a ton of them in Empire, and they're good wines. The whole idea behind 90 Plus is they go to vineyards where they consistently get 90 or better scores from critics, and they buy their grapes from there. Now, this bottle of NA Bubbles, I don't know if they're doing the same thing or not, but the quality on the sparkling wines that they do without alcohol definitely suggests that they do. I really do like the 90 Plus sparkling rosé without the alcohol, just as much as I like their sparkling rosé with the alcohol, probably. Now, this last one surprised the heck out of me when I first took it home. The producer is a producer that, to be honest, you would never catch me dead with a bottle of their regular wines, but they make a couple of really good non-alcoholic options. And that's going to be Sutter Home. Their line Free, F-R-E, is a great example of value-driven, non-alcoholic wines. And my favorite one from them is definitely their Sparkling Brut. Now, they call it a Sparkling Brut, and I don't know if there is much residual sugar to it or not, but it comes off as like an off-dry sparkling Riesling almost. And this stuff is delicious. It's really, really crisp and fresh and bright, and it's the best value out of everything on this list because it's got the lowest price and the quality is pretty much right there. If you're looking for really good value and good tasting non-alcoholic bubbles for dry January this year, Sutter Home Free, they're probably the ones you should look at first. And as a bonus, I'm not usually the person that grabs a bottle of white Zin, but the Sutter Home Free White Zin is also delicious. If you want something that's just got a touch of sweetness and some bright pink and red fruit to it, Sutter Home Free White Zin was really satisfying to me, and it's something I have bought more than once during a dry January or for one of my sober friends. They're just a tasty bottle of wine without the alcohol. Now, at Empire 2, we carry a lot more than just those 5 options, or I guess 6. There are so many options for non-alcoholic wines that it's kind of the whole purpose of Empire 2 existing. And it's not only non-alcoholic wines, they also have non-alcoholic spirits, NA beers, and all sorts of other cool stuff. So head over to empire2.com and check out all the non-alcoholic options, because this is the month that you're going to need them the most. You can go ahead and click the link down in the description if you want to see all the wines I just talked about, and then go ahead and click around the site some more and see everything that we have available. And if you are drinking and you missed some of the videos from last month or the month before, go ahead and check those out, because there's plenty of alcohol in the previous videos. If you want to learn more about non-alcoholic spirits, that's going to be next week, and it's probably going to be a little bit more in-depth of a video because there's a lot more variation in that category. They're not just spirits where you remove the alcohol. Non-alcoholic spirits are really their own category. But that's enough of that for now. Next week, I'll talk all about those. That's going to be it for me today, and I'll see you next week. Adios.